Hi there, my name is Nadav Menashe. I'm a second-year DO student at Western UConn Northwest in Lebanon, Oregon.
Hi, my name is Youstina Salama, and I'm a second-year DO student at Western U Pomona.
And we're here today to talk to you about our poster, which is titled "Do Behavioral Test Scores Represent Repeatable Phenotypes of Female Mice?" And we just want to say that this paper based on this poster was recently accepted for publication in the Journal of Pharmacological and Toxicological Methods. So getting started, the Marlberry Test is a classic animal behavioral test used to model compulsive disorders. And we hypothesized that if the Marlberry Test quantified a unique phenotype of a mouse, an individual scores would be repeatable over time. And this is an important question to answer because if we were able to answer it, then we could design more complex experimental designs in the future.
Okay, now on to the study design. For our marble bearing test, cages were filled to a depth of approximately 10 centimeters with wood shavings, and that was pressed evenly for a flat surface. Then 15 blue glass marbles were placed on the surface of the shavings in a 3x5 grid. Mice were then individually placed in the center of the cage for 15 minutes and then removed. After each session, the number of marbles that were 100% buried, greater than 50% buried, and greater than 0% buried were counted. 4 trials of marble bearing were completed at 4 weeks, 11 weeks, 14 weeks, and 16 weeks of age.
Okay, now getting into our results. This first graph here shows the average marbles buried and weight per mouse in weeks. And it shows that the pattern of marble bearing of the mice increased across trials and was remarkably similar to their growth curve. The table and the 2 graphs below the table show the number of marbles 100%, greater than 50%, and greater than 0% buried, and if they were repeatable for an individual mouse across trials. The 2 graphs here show the repeatability for marbles buried greater than 100% and greater than 50% across different time intervals. For the marbles buried 100%, the time interval of 5 weeks, 3 weeks, and 2 weeks was highly repeatable. And then for the marbles buried greater than 50%, the time intervals of 12 weeks, 7 weeks, 5 weeks, 3 weeks, and 2 weeks were highly repeatable.
Okay, our data supports the hypothesis that the scores from the marble bearing test represent a measurable phenotype of the animal that stays consistent over time. We performed 4 identical trials of marble bearing on the same population of mice from 4 to 16 weeks of age, and the data showed statistically significant repeatability in an individual's marble bearing scores across the 4 trials. Another important finding is that the number of marbles buried increased across trials, and the pattern was strikingly consistent with the growth curve of the mice. Thus, the phenotype increased in a predictable way, presumably with the growth in the ability of the mice to bury the marbles.
Thank you.